Good afternoon, and welcome back to another episode of the Grimaldo Group, where we love helping families create wealth through home ownership. And as usual, well, my name is Angel, but here is the Juan and only
Good
Juan
afternoon.
Grimaldo, the Rainmaker. But today we have a very special guest. It is Shenny Bangerzizi. What a name! That's just an outstanding name. I love saying it. And she has a very special story, of which we'd love to interact with her today, because it's very uplifting, and it certainly motivates me to do more in life. And
We think we have it hard here where we're at, and we're actually truly blessed. I met Shenny. How long ago, Shenny? 5 years ago.
5 years ago, since 2017.
2017. So I met Shenny. She was getting her first home. Back then I used to go to everybody's house to get their application there and start working with their purchase. And so I went to an apartment, right, Shenny? You want to
Yeah.
tell us what was your life back then? Well, first
good
of all,
afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome, Shenny.
How are you?
I'm doing great, and I'm really blessed to be here today.
Uh-huh. Here.
So the reason I wanted to bring Shenny on is because I was showing her a home. We've been talking about buying an investment property, and as we were driving, she was telling me her story, and I knew where she came from. She's from Liberia, right, Shenny?
Yes, I'm from Liberia, it's in West Africa.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more about your youth. What was it like growing up in Africa?
I came to this country when I was 18 years old.
Okay.
So
So that was like a
I-
year ago?
no,
Because you
no,
look
no.
19.
Oh shoot, I'm 37. Believe it or not, I've been around for a little while now.
Okay.
But growing up back home is, it's different from the life we have here. So my whole life growing up back home, it was just like almost like an on and off type of life where some days you go to school and some days there's war. So it's like
Someday there's war.
like real war fighting. So it's like
Wow.
we'll go to war for like 6 months, and then after war, so it's like a lot of starvation and like don't have food to eat. So
No, and ironically, the name of the country is Liberia,
Liberia.
which comes from liberty.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, see it.
That's what it means.
Yeah,
But yet,
yeah.
it sounds like freedom was lacking.
So
That's exactly what it is.
we were talking about when you were a little girl and you guys built your own home, right?
Yes,
How was that?
it was not fun, but I mean, you rather have that than having nothing. So we built like a 4-bedroom shuffle home, which was like built out of dirt, like dirt block, and it was just me, my dad. My dad has 4 wives,
Wow.
so it was just us.
How
like,
could he manage?
I don't know, but he did.
Yeah.
But it was just us that built our house, and
So when you say
Like,
us, you and
just
your siblings,
me and my sibling, my dad and my mom.
you
and
built
his
the
other-
house that you were living in.
Yeah, like little bit it was our hands.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
We didn't even get anybody else.
Did it have running water, a
No.
bathroom,
Nope, never have running water.
electricity?
We didn't have electricity. We used vegetable oil and put it in like a little plate and rip a little bit of piece of clothes and drop it in there and light it. So that's how we get to see.
Wow.
Because there's no light.
So
Wow.
vegetable
And-
oil.
Yeah. And I was telling one, I was like, me being in this country, I'm like extremely grateful. Even I can go a day without having food, I'm grateful because I know where I came from.
Exactly. I mean, I think that a lot of immigrants that come to this country put value to what we have here
Yes.
because
Yeah,
of
'cause
the
we don't-
experiences that
Yeah.
you've had.
Yeah.
I mentioned this word like fish in the water, right? It's all we don't realize it.
Yeah, true.
So you mentioned you didn't have food. What was that like? I mean, so did you go to the grocery store, get groceries like you do here? What is it like living down there? And
So back then, I mean, now since I haven't been there for a while, I really don't know the experience much. But when I was living there, we didn't like go to a grocery store. So we plant like little vegetable in the backyard, and we have like you know how they have a swame? We have like a market like that where you go and
So it's a community market.
yeah, community market. You just purchase rice, and I was telling one, I'm like, I remember days where we didn't even have money to get rice. We would wait for, like, we would eat like pig food. It's called wheat.
So you mean the government wouldn't step in and give you welfare
Nothing.
and
We
social
don't.
assistance?
I didn't even know there's something called welfare until I came to this
Wow.
country. Yeah,
So you mentioned that some days you would go how many days without eating?
3 days.
Lord
I
have mercy.
remember. Yeah, and I
So
was
you-
telling him, I said one time, like we went like 3 to 4 days with no food, and there was like back and forward with like we had to walk. Just imagine walking for miles. We walked for like day, and then there was no food. And then where we got, we were there for like 3 days. We were only living on water. And when we finally found something to eat, it was like it was soup. We made like green soup, almost like spinach, and it couldn't even go through my throat because of how small mine
Esophagus.
was getting because there was no food.
There was a lack of eating. The body was starting
Wow.
to.
Yeah.
Eat itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not interesting. It's kind of it breaks my heart. But somehow you and your siblings. How many siblings total?
I had 10.
10.
We were 12, and two parts during the Civil War.
Wow. And then so how many rooms did the house have?
We was like, I think it was 3 rooms.
3 rooms.
Yeah.
And for
We couldn't even finish the other one because I was telling one we had plastic. There's a different name for it in Africa, but it looked like a plastic, and that was over the house. And when it's rain, instead of being inside, we would go outside and hangs on the little stick so the roof don't fly.
Lord have mercy. So would water get inside from the rain?
Yeah, we would have little cups sitting, and then we all just crawl.
And what was the floor like?
It was like high cement floor. We cemented down. There was no raw or nothing.
And the stove?
We didn't have stove. We
So you
cook on
cook on-
charcoals and woods.
That's interesting. God.
And so who did you have chores? Like would you have to go get some wood for or charcoal or?
We didn't really have choice because it's like you can't even get food to eat where you get choice to do, you know. So
Right,
it's like we just all hustle. Like one day, one person, go get the greens, and my mom always used to go to the market. She would sell and then buy rice. She would sell vegetable like
Whatever she planted.
habaneros and stuff, yeah.
So
And then sell it before and then get money to buy
survival mode. It's survival of the fittest. I mean, you had to be out there
Yeah.
on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Now, here in this country, people want to go camping and collect firewood and put up a tent. And
That's
not
an
have-
experience.
That's an
Yeah.
experience.
That's an
Yeah.
experience, but that's something people do for
On a
normal
daily
life.
basis.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
They want an
That's something
experience
we
like you
do.
have
Yeah.
right in the
Yeah.
house, like
Mhm.
being able to enjoy the AC. So now you were in Liberia, you went through all this hardship down there, and you're the only one of your siblings out here, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Um,
And how was the trek getting here? How was it?
So I have a aunt here. She came here to do a refugee program. So during that time, they'll ask you, how many family you got over there. So she included me with her 2 kids because she had 2 boys back home, and that's how she fight for us and let the government know that I have my 3 kids over there, so they can come over there. So I was included with her 2 boys, and we went to Ghana. We were there for like 6 months, and that's how the refugee program brought us
Here to the United
US,
States.
yeah.
How was Ghana? Hot?
Same thing, same life, nothing changed.
Okay.
It's just leaving from another African country, going to a place a little bit safer from where you come from, but like living, food, everything stays the same.
So when you say safer, was it not safe where you were at?
No, not at all.
How was it?
Because, like, starvation rate was, like, really bad, and compared to, and then they still fighting war. There was a lot of tribalists in war, and
It's a very troubled place.
So there was war constantly. There was people always
Conflict.
yes,
Yeah.
It
always.
was conflict driven.
Always.
right.
And so when you arrived to the United States, did you speak English already? Did you?
I speak English, but it was not, like, it's, like, a different type of English.
And then you arrived where in the United States did you
I
arrive?
came to Arizona.
And that you've been here ever since?
Yep. Never went anywhere
So this is
else.
home now.
Oh, yes.
Now,
Oh, yes.
I think that the part of being home has a special meaning to you, does it
Yes.
not?
It is.
You've embraced this great country.
I did.
And in that, and saying that you've embraced it. I think you've embraced it quite well.
Well, and here's the thing, Angel, because a lot of people don't realize that in order for you to succeed, you have to go through struggles. Those people, there's actually, they do research on the people that win the lottery. Most of them end up worse than they were because they don't know how to manage it.
They don't value it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Shenny got here through struggle. You know, she went through a hardship in her life. Look at her smile. She's always smiling. Every time I talk to her, she's always happy. And she's a hard worker, right? So when I met him, they lived in this apartment. And now she purchased her first home.
Yeah.
And she said that was a blessing. How did that, what was the feeling like when you moved to that house?
Oh my God. So it was like when me and Juan was working on the house, I mean, it took a little while getting my credit right because I was living in a low income apartment. 2018, I always tell Juan, I'm like, that house, it was like a blessing.
Yes.
Like that house, you know how we have a saying like, sometimes when you move, your blessing move with you. And
Amen.
I feel like living in that house was a door opening for my life.
Awesome.
That's so cool.
That's why, like, I was telling one, I'm like, some people will do stuff for you. Like, you will work with other realtor, maybe just buy the house, leave you. Why never leave me? I have never texted this man, and he don't reply me.
Well, thank you, Shenny.
So, and most people, like, all the time, I'm recommending people to him because it's like, it's a blessing for people for you to find people like, you know, Juan, what he does, his company, his team. You don't find a lot of people like that. It's like once in a million, honestly.
Well, I think one thing I learned from Juan when I started working with him is we don't see our clients as simply clients or a transaction. We build relationships. And he is always reminding us we're in the relationship building business.
Yep.
I mean, we still get compensated.
And that's the byproduct, yeah.
Correct. But we get joy
Yeah.
out of seeing the smiles that we can create in our clients.
did
And the life changes that you can make, because again, this is a place where we can touch people, and I'm grateful that I have that opportunity to be a blessing to others. You know, like, because some people take it for granted and they do see people as numbers. And again, it is a business, right? But at the end of the day, is we're doing the right thing for the people.
Correct.
So that they can benefit from it. And of course, we all win at the end of the day.
Yes.
So again, this is about you, Shenny. Thank you for bringing me up, and I appreciate that. However, I wanna highlight you in your life because you have beautiful kids, right?
Yeah.
And they're growing, and you're doing an amazing job with them. So you came to the States, you got that apartment, we got you into a home, and then Shenny started doing her own business,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
What was that like? How did all that whole thing started?
So I work in an assisted living home for like 13 years, and 2018, when we got that house, I mean, getting the house down payment, you know, like literally nothing was in my pocket.
And I didn't know this. You never said
Yeah,
anything. Like this.
nothing, like literally nothing. So me and my kids would go to like the food place and get canned foods and stuff, or like seek family. But at the end of the day, I still wake up, go to work, make sure my bills was paid, and COVID hit. When COVID hit, like jobs just started getting really bad, and I was just me being me. I like doing hair, so I used to be sitting there playing with my hair, and people started seeing it, like community-wise, everybody's like, coming, you know, Shenny, I want you to make my wig too. I want you to make my wig. And starting with one wig,
That's awesome.
now I'm like,
You're the wig lady.
yes. So
Well-
I was telling one, I'm like, maybe 90% of the African community in the
Phoenix,
U.S.,
in the
like
US.
in Little Red,
Wow.
knows me.
Wow.
And it's a blessing.
We got to get an
honestly.
autograph before
It
she
is
leaves,
a
because then-
blessing.
Honestly, it is a blessing.
So you
Sometimes-
started this from 2018 or
No.
19?
like COVID. During
Oh, so
COVID,
2020.
Yeah, yeah,
So COVID was a blessing because it probably got you thinking.
yeah. Like literally thinking. All that time stuck in there thinking about,
So you take something negative and you turn it into something positive.
Yes.
Well, sometimes what happens is when we go through hardship, we dig deeper, right?
Yes.
And I feel like when you were mentioning this country, I grew up in Mexico, so I've seen hardship. Some of my friends, their houses, their floors were dirt.
Yeah.
And we call them goteras where the water drips in their houses because they were made out of tile and cardboard underneath. So they had leaks, and their bathrooms, it was just a pile of bricks with a cement square.
That's how our bathroom was.
Yeah. So it was similar. So I saw hardship. You know, my friends didn't. If they had a piece of steak, and I'm not lying to you, they would have a pile of tortillas with a little piece of meat. So they would touch the meat and eat the tortilla just to get that little bit of flavor about meat. So again, it wasn't they were having meat and tortillas. You didn't even have rice. So when you told, I literally cried when she was telling me the story. I'm like, man, you know, we think we have it rough.
No.
Heck no. And we made a commitment, right? Next year we're going to go to Africa.
Yes.
So we're going to go and make a difference too. But anyways, going back to you, this hardship brought you to the point where, there's something here, right?
Yeah.
So how did you started doing wigs, doing hair, and then products, right?
Yes. So I have my wig product that I sell now, and I was telling one like this is something that I want to take. I mean, it's already there, but like I want to take it to a whole different
Level.
Yeah.
Love it.
You're an entrepreneur, a capitalist is what I'm seeing. You come from a place of hardship to now a land of opportunity.
Yes, that's exactly.
And
what
you
it is.
just
Fertile
didn't,
ground.
Yes. You didn't sit idle waiting for somebody to come and provide you things.
No.
You went out and got them.
And you know what the interesting part is, Shenny? The amount of money that you make, I'm not going to share how much it is, but it's substantial. And I mean, not even an attorney makes. You make more than a doctor, which is pretty cool. And I'm super proud of you and super happy for you. And the reason you're here is because I want to show the rest of the public what is possible when you set your mind to it, right?
That's right.
And when you don't complain about the situations, but you know what? I'm going to just roll up my sleeves and I'm going to go to work. And seeing your success, it makes me super happy. And again, I'm super grateful that God put you on our path because you inspire us. And that's why you're here, because I want people to see that it's possible, it's doable. And I mean, what do you tell people that are out there wondering, man, this life sucks, I'm so poor, I'm so broke? Do you think they're poor and broke?
No, but my thing that I really like tell people out there is like, as long you wake up a day, like just for the fact you can wake up and breathe, you got life. There's
Amen.
hope.
Amen.
Right. There's hope.
That's right.
And that hope is not on you just sitting there. You know, you have to work.
Well,
You have
it's
to work.
one more day provides you an opportunity.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And even in the moments of frustration and failure, it's what you do. What is your attitude? How do you react towards failure that makes a difference? And I think that you're a prime example of, in the middle of COVID, when many other people were just shutting down,
Contracting.
you actually sprung. You became, and out of nothing, you've developed yourself into an entrepreneur.
She's a professional. I mean, they actually are reaching out from, can I mention or no?
Yes.
From
yes.
China to open up a shop for her here.
Awesome.
So, and then you have your own brand, right?
Yes. I
She
do.
created her own brand. I think we worked on the logo, remember?
Yes. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So she was
That's
trying to get
true.
this logo started. Like, okay,
yeah,
try it.
yeah,
So,
we did. Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing about here in the United States, most self-made millionaires came from nothing.
and our immigrants.
And the majority of the self-made millionaires in the United States are immigrants.
And new millionaires too. Like they didn't inherit wealth. So people, there's misconception out there that people think that just because you come from wealth, you're going to become wealthy.
Yeah.
But in reality, those kids are complacent and they don't work as hard as we do because we have to. We have no choice.
Yes.
So I think there is a privilege in society out here.
It is.
There is a privilege. The privilege is to simply be here in this great country.
That's it.
And you to realize the opportunities that exist.
That's, you know what? So it was me, my two brothers that came to the U.S. Right when we got to the airport on Sky Harbor, and we were just like, we're rich.
Yes.
Just like that.
Just
being here.
Yeah, we're rich. Like
I think it's the perspective, the mindset
Man.
that you had just by
I got goosebumps with that. Like,
expressing
just being
you
here,
know
I'm
my
rich.
brother Sumo, right?
Yeah.
So it was me and he that came. And he's like, when we came, because my mom and our pastor picked us up, and he was like, man, we're rich. Like that's all that's the first thing. Like the
And you don't
fact
have
that you're
anything
here,
yet.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just
the opportunity.
yeah.
And that
I
is
mean,
great.
we saw light. We
Yes.
saw light,
And
that's
freedom.
it. Freedom. That's right.
freedom.
Yes.
So
And peace, you don't have to worry about walking outside with your kids and all that.
No.
There's another thing that you left out, and I want to ask you about, because people say that money is evil. I don't think so. I think there's evil people doing evil things with money. And you have blessed your family beyond belief. And I know these are things that you don't say, but honestly, because I want the expression of your mom was awesome when you told me. So you want to share a little bit about, what you did for mom back home?
So the house that I'm telling you guys that we live in, my parents still live in that house. But when I came here, I put like my first money that I ever earned, I bought a zinc and roofed the house. Because water wasting, that was like, I'm here now. And mind you, I was working in a restaurant making $6 an hour as a hostess. And after I did that, so I just told one, I just got done. I just built a 4-bedroom house for my mom. I had a friend who's like shipped back home, and we load some stuff to the continent and take it home. And she didn't know. My brother had furnished the house, TV, refrigerator, light. I put a solar panel on the top of the thing so she had light. When she got to the house and they called me on video, she was just sitting there. She's like, you literally brought America to me.
awesome.
I can't be there, but
So
you brought it to me.
The
And-
impact that does.
and-
So you are not just creating a positive impact in your life, but you are doing it
And-
in the lives of others.
Yes.
I can't
I
stand-
told him, I said, so now I do a thing where every year, like every holiday, I send money to my brother and he will buy rice, water, food, and just give it to the people in the community.
Wow.
And it was Christmas, this past Christmas, he was walking around with waters and rice in a bag with oil and seasoning, giving it to like older women. And he called me, he said, I don't know, the feeding this is my little brother. He's like, the feeding that I have today, I feel like I just hit the jackpot.
Oh, my
Overjoyed.
Yeah,
Overjoyed.
and the fact that he was saying that, you know
How
he's
you
like,
felt.
Yeah,
And
it
so,
was like everything.
so money, as Juan was saying, is a tool. It's just like you can use it for evil, or you could use it for good.
For good.
Sure.
Maybe having a car. A car can be used to take you to work, to take the children to school, but a car can also be used to commit crime.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's a tool. It's a matter of how you use it. And clearly you and your family are using it for good.
And you're a blessing for your family, and that's so awesome. Thank you for doing that. I mean, I thank you for those people down there that are super grateful for what you're doing, and also how you said you went with your friend, right? You want to tell that story 'cause that's also awesome. When you were giving, you took a bunch of dollar bills.
Okay, so it was 2015 or 2014. I went back home to visit, and I went to West Fargo. I got like $800 like dollar bills and stuff. So I got there on Friday, and then we didn't get home till like night. And by Saturday morning, like before 10 a.m., the money, like half of it was already gone.
Wow.
Because I'm just there, just seeing people just handing
In
it out.
need.
And my mom is like, you can't do that. I'm like, man, look at these people, you know. I literally started handing money from the airport. Just
So
like,
you haven't forgotten where you came from.
oh, yeah, I can.
So that still has in you this desire to do more and to succeed,
And-
to grow, and also to help those that
Contribute.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you were mentioning is that you feel bad just because of the way we live here. You were telling me how you feel bad not sending money because they're really, really struggling. She remembers when she was,
Yeah. So I was telling one, I said, like, the privilege, I said, I can go to Food City, right, and grab something on the counter and eat it and just drop the thing somewhere. And nobody's going to say, oh, you know, you stole and blah, blah, blah. But even they do, but at least there's something in my belly. In Africa, they don't have that opportunity. They will,
No.
they will stone you.
wow.
You won't go
They'll kill you.
somewhere. Yeah, you won't go somewhere and just grab food. They're gonna chase after you, beat you up. You can do
So
that.
you can't call 911.
Not before 911 come there. They already warn you up. So you don't want to do that. I'm like, that's the privilege. So me, if I like just me going to McDonald's, maybe eating a dollar sandwich, I'm already feeling guilty. Like, what is people eating today?
Wow.
It's insane.
Like, I'm just thinking, like, what did they eat today?
That's awesome. I mean, that you keep remembering
Yes.
And not being
have to.
selfish about it. And again, I think we all fall in that trap. And it made me think a lot. Like, what am I spending my money on? And we just made a few shifts. That made the shifts.
Yeah.
Because we're making sometimes decisions based on, okay, I'm not going to, give it to the IRS. Maybe I look for ways to invest my money.
Yeah.
Well, why not help other people in other
Correct.
places, right?
Correct.
So you touched my heart, and I think that's powerful for you, coming from you, that you lived it. Man, we're so proud of you, man. This is awesome what you're doing.
Now, you're a woman of faith, correct?
Yes.
You believe in God Almighty.
Yes.
Because you've expressed
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
And so God blesses you because you're blessing others.
And that's what I do it, because like when I was in my deepest place where it was like give up, all I asked God for, it was I want you to use my hands so I can make money, because I want to be able to help, because I know where I came from. Like,
And God is working in
like,
you, through
yeah.
you.
And I told God, I told one, I said, there's not a thing I have asked God for that I haven't happened.
Wow.
And I keep having that faith, because if you have that faith, like it's gonna happen, definitely it will.
Man.
That's
It will.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a little short of words right now because this is very...
It's emotional, and there's several times that I've been quiet because I get emotional with your story, because first of all, you're very selfless. Like, all you care about is how can I take care of my family, right?
Yeah.
And then how blessed I am and grateful to be in this country where we have more than we need.
Yes.
And where I can go to the store, and if I steal a freaking cucumber and eat it,
Yeah.
they're not gonna kill me.
No.
Like back home.
Yes. So I'd rather save that cucumber money and send it to someone what I know the desperately need it.
Yeah, there's cities in this country that you can steal up to, I think it's $900, and nothing really happens to you. And that's why that's, I mean, I'm not saying that's right.
Yeah, but
No,
just say,
but that's
yeah.
just goes.
Yeah.
We go so far like that, right? Like
Yeah.
we're so blessed that we. Again, I repeat this over and over. We're like fish in the water. We don't realize how beautiful we have it and how grateful we should be, because they say there's privilege. I'm a Mexican.
Well, there is privilege, like I said earlier.
Oh, yeah.
The privilege is
You're here.
simply by being in this
Yeah.
great country
Yeah.
that provides you the opportunities. It's
be
whether or not
anything.
you want to. It's
Exactly.
a decision. Do I want to take a hold of the opportunities afforded to me in this great country? And you are clearly a great example of that. And I certainly thank you 10 times and then 10 times again.
Yeah, this is even though we know, when we hear your story, it reminds us of how blessed we are. So
Now, what do you think about the victimization of America, of the United States? When I say that, there are certain people that are constantly victimizing themselves
or even victimizing others. Like
And yeah,
they're saying,
well-
"Oh, look at them. They're different and they're being disadvantaged." So you think that there's a disadvantage here?
In which way though?
I'm Mexican American. You're African American. Do you think there's a disadvantage towards us?
No,
I like that. Why do you think there isn't a disadvantage?
I don't think so, one. Because everybody have the same
Opportunity?
Is
Did you go to college?
me a little bit,
A little bit? Okay.
just for a year.
Okay.
And you had to, when you arrived, you said you didn't speak fluent English, correct?
No, and I just did high school.
And so you grabbed life
By the horns.
by the horns, and you said, "I will succeed."
Yeah.
And you, the way your brother expressed, we are now rich.
Yeah.
Just by getting here.
Just by so there's no. I don't think there's no disadvantage. In this
So this is a
country, honestly.
declaration. What you say
Sure.
and how you think
Benefit.
will take you to a place in life that,
Sure.
And Shenny mentioned it earlier, faith, right? You
Yeah.
believe it?
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
Have faith, but you have to take action, though,
Yes.
right?
Well, you
Because
can
Shenny
just
could have
sit
been
there.
faithful, just pray and
sitting
pray.
there, Yeah.
So faith in action, right?
Yeah.
You put forth the effort. You just don't cross your arms and wait
No.
and
no,
complain.
No.
So that's awesome. And I certainly appreciate your life story.
Yes. Is there anything else you want to share? I mean, because that day we spent a couple hours in the car showing our homes, and man, I was so humbled that day. Like, dude, even me, like, you gotta work harder and you have to, be grateful and you have to give more. Which I used to think, like I used to hear this about the more you give, the more, the better it gets. The more you get, and the better you feel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, it's better to give than receive. No, I want to get gifts. But it's so true, though. When you give and when you give with your heart.
Well, you give with joy.
Exactly.
In a joyful heart. And, but, of course, I'm selective with charity because.
Well, it's got to align with your beliefs, right?
Well, and sometimes there are areas in society which if you dig deep, you're going to realize it's not so much a need
scam.
here.
Yeah.
It's a little scam going on.
Yeah.
But if you can identify where there is true needs to be met and you can participate without no one really knowing about it, that's where the true giving is. Be charitable, provide a positive impact in others people's in their lives, and God is going to reward you. And just to having the joy, like your brother expressed, he was rejoicing in the fact that he had the ability to do that.
That we got to take a picture and put it in a frame. Like, we are rich just by landing in America.
Yes.
Right? So thank you, Shenny, for being with us. We appreciate your time, your story. Is there anything else that you left behind that you want to share that, you know what, this is something cool? And again, sometimes when we're inside, this is our reality, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
You don't see it differently because this is what we like. For me, dude, what else can I ask for? Like, I'm blessed beyond belief.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you want to share?
Especially for young women out there in the United States of America.
Entrepreneur.
Yes. And there's probably those that are maybe thinking about creating something, producing something, and they're holding back. What could you tell young women in the United States?
I mean, holding back is not, I feel like, honestly, holding back is you're holding yourself back. So if you, like we're talking about getting up, putting our time in, I work 18 hours a day. But I know that 18 hours a day, one day it might decrease to 6 hours because I have get to where I want to be.
Hallelujah.
But for now, I'm going to work 18 hours until I reach there.
Oh my God.
So you can, as a person, as a woman in this country, like we're saying, being here, you can be born here. You can be an immigrant from anywhere. There's not a limit. There's not a law saying you can't go and do this.
Amen.
There's not a law saying you can't wake up and be a millionaire. You just have to work.
Yes.
Work and hope for the best, because, like I said, there's a lot of door open out there.
Amen.
And you mentioned something very important, that the only person holding you back is yourself.
That's it.
There's no government, there's no entity, there's nothing.
Nothing.
It's you and your indecision, because that's a decision, not making a decision.
Yep.
So get up, go, work hard,
Yeah.
and the dreams can come true. And
Sure.
Shenny is a good example of it. And I think this would be a great closing, because you're amazing. We're proud of you, and we're happy for you. And I'm committing to going to Africa next year. How am I going to do it? I don't know, but we're going to go.
We'll do it.
I'm going to take my kids and my family so they can see that.
Awesome.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Well, thank you for being here,
Thank
for
you,
taking the
thank
time of your 18-hour workday
Yes.
to be here with us. It's a very special time. And for all of those listening, again, if you have any desire to reach out to us, maybe you have a very moving story as well, let us know.
And we're going to share Shenny's link here so you can follow her. And if you like wigs and her hair, I mean, she's there for you guys. So thank you for your time. We're grateful.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless.